All right, well, we're in Rockland Park, and you can tell this is a pretty up-and-coming neighborhood in Calgary, and I think this is one you're going to want to keep your eyes on. And there's some cool things we're going to talk about in this video for this neighborhood. We're going to talk about the views, the type of homes that they're building, and maybe why you should consider living here. But look behind me. You can tell there's a lot of homes with views back here. Well, you know, one of the things that I really like about Rockland Park is even though they only started building this community in 2021, it's got a rich history already, because the name actually comes from the fact that it was built on an old quarry which was used for like 100 years. So I kind of like the rich history of that right from the get-go. But as you can tell, it's a new neighborhood, and the one thing I really like about some of these new neighborhoods now is they are building them with community in mind. You know, so for example, we've got this storm pond that's right here in the center focal point of the community, and they did a great job of just being able to make walking paths around it. They got some beautiful luxury homes with walkout basements that really take in those views as well. But they really made this for everybody in the whole community to be able to embrace. And then at the far end of this pond, they're putting an amphitheater in, and that's all part of making it community, right? Because if you've got a place where people can gather and there's a reason for it, you get to meet your friends, your neighborhood, you bring your pets, and of course everybody loves to be able to meet everybody's pets and know their names. So that's all part of making it a great community. Well, we just walked here along this beautiful path, and of course I'm standing on this ridge. We got the Bow River in the background, we have COP in the distance. Does it get any better than that? And that's what really makes this community special, because the pathways connect all the way around, so you get to enjoy these beautiful views. Some of these homes also get to enjoy these beautiful views. And something you don't often see here either is that even some townhouse condos have views, because most of the time it's for luxury homes. But this community, just so you know, at some point it's going to have about 9,000 people. And there is going to be an outdoor pool, there's going to be a place for skating, and there's going to be, as I mentioned earlier, the amphitheater, so community center, a lot of things that will bring this community together. But I'd say nothing really brings the community together more than just having these beautiful paths, because you never get tired of these beautiful walks. It is something that you're going to just take in if you lived here all the time. Some of the important features of this neighborhood as well: a K-9 school is coming in here. We're going to have commercial shopping, so you don't have to leave the community every time you need something, which I think is a great feature. Some of the other things I like too, because I like to ice skate, is there's actually going to be a skating path. There's going to be a fire pit so you can finish skating and sit around and have some hot chocolate. And then of course you're going to have the all-important ice rink. But how about this? This is something I haven't seen. An outdoor hot tub for the community, so you know you can really take that in afterwards. I'm not quite sure how that's going to look when it's done, but it sounds like a pretty cool feature, especially in the winter. And I've never heard of an all ages playground before, but that's what they're putting in here. So maybe there's something even for someone my age. I think the other thing that makes these neighborhoods special is that when they're building real estate, they're building it for all price points. So they just don't want to be in the luxury, or they just don't want to be in the starter home price range. So they've really done a great job of mixing in different product. Now, I'm standing in front of a really nice townhouse product, and townhouses have become a really popular product, and I really like the look of these, and they put it in a beautiful location right on the ridge, so you can get into the market for some of these townhouses. Some of them are in the 300s, but realistically most of them are going to be north of about 450, but they do have some pretty good square footage. You know, you can get into some with having some basements, so it's, you know, it's the next best thing to getting into a single family dwelling. All right, if you're watching this video and you really do need some help with maybe looking at purchasing in one of these neighborhoods like Rockland Park or Rockland Park, and you know, you're looking at whether you want to go brand new or maybe even something in the resale market, because there are homes selling right here right now that have been lived in, but they're already for sale. But also with the builder, and I can facilitate that. A lot of times people don't think to work with a real estate agent when they're building, but believe me, there's a lot of things that I can do to help you with that. So just send me a text, send me an email, and I'll answer your questions, and I'll go over some of the options with you. And I think you'll find that the information I give you will be really helpful. I have a lot of experience in this, and so I've helped a lot of people over the years do it. All right, so just behind me is the community center being built. So it doesn't look like much right now, but when this is done, you know, the rink is going to be here, the hot tub is going to be here, the adult park is going to be here, which sounds cool. The fire pit's going to be here. So, you know, as I've been saying all along in this video, this is going to be a gathering spot for the whole community. This is where you're going to get to meet all your neighbors. All right, well, these homes that I'm standing in front of, these would be considered starter homes in Rockland Park, and you're getting into the price range starting in 600s and, you know, going mainly into the 7s for these type of homes. But I have to say, I'm always amazed when I come to these new neighborhoods how they've changed the architecture and the different exteriors that they're using. And here we got a mixture of composite and vinyl. I mean, you're trying to keep the cost down, but still make these homes look expensive. But I also love the elevations on these homes. They made them very unique. The color scheme is really what I would consider to be timeless. And for these homes, they're even in front of a gorgeous park in the Ridge. So, you know, you don't have to be living in the upper end homes to be able to be in this kind of a location and walk out your front door right onto the path again that basically circulates throughout the entire community and walk through this amazing ridge overlooking the Bow River. This is pretty impressive, I have to tell you. If you're in the market for starter homes and you want to be this close to the Bow River, you gotta check out this area. Well, of course, it wouldn't be a complete neighborhood if we didn't have some beautiful luxury homes. And in Rockland Park, they placed these luxury homes in some very specific locations, especially utilizing the views. And this luxury home behind me is no different. I mean, you got a massive view of the Bow River and the view beyond, which is incredible. And I have to say the architecture looks pretty nice too, because they've really blended it in with the environment, which I love. Now, when you get into the floor plans of these homes, obviously if you're building, you can make your floor plan, you know, within reason the way you want it. But most of the people are going with open concept, but you know, you have options that you can do a lot with these type of floor plans when you get into the luxury area, whether you want to be like an open concept or whether you want to have maybe a formal dining room that's separate. A lot of them have rooms over the garages. Some of these people now, and I haven't seen it yet in Rockland Park, but it's maybe possible you can do it, is even put a suite over the garage. And that's another option that we're seeing because the City of Calgary has really changed the bylaws on that now, so there's a lot more options to consider if you're building. Now, coming on this walking path, which again, they're throughout the whole community, I just love how they've got green space just really built in all over the place. So I think it's a well-known fact that most people want to back onto something other than just more houses. And these homes, I would say more in the middle of the road. So price point here, you're getting into the 800s, maybe even to the high 800s. But then again, you've got some space between the other houses and a nice walking path that connects onto the ridge and all the other paths. But I have to say a little separation between the homes is nice. And when I look again at the elevations of these homes, they're sharp. Some of them have got stucco, some of them have got composite, some of them have mixed the two together with stone. A great job for homes that are in that $800,000 price range, I would say, good value. All right, I'm standing in front of semi-detached homes, and these have become some of the most sought after properties because they are obviously not as much money as buying a detached house, but they are as close to a detached house as you can get. And you know something really unique about these ones? They have, a lot of people have put in these basement apartments. So you notice it's like you can walk downstairs. It's becoming really popular to put in suites downstairs to rent it out, Airbnb, maybe help with the income, or maybe having an adult child living downstairs. And that's something you can do with this product. And again, strategically, they put these in some great locations. They mixed them in with some of the detached homes, which I think is great, so you don't get too much of just one product. And they're right across from the community center. So it's not like they're tucked away in the bad part of the neighborhood. They're right in the center of the community where everything is happening, which I think is tremendous. And you can get into these for starting in the 500s, which is really affordable. The location of Rockland Park is really unique because we're on the northwest side of the city, you know, as you're more or less close to the edge of the city towards the west. But we're bordering some unique areas. We've got 2 golf courses that we border, and you've got the Bow River, you know, flowing right on the edge of it as well. The access to get downtown is really easy. Nose Hill, Stony Trail, easy to get onto the downtown. And of course, with Stony Trail so close by, you can get to the airport in like 15 minutes tops, which I think is great. But the fact that there's so much green space, I have to say it's probably one of the top communities, certainly one of the newer top communities in Calgary that has, I would say, the most green space that you're going to see. And the way that the elevations are, it's because it's on the foothills of the Rockies. We've got a tremendous amount of elevation, so there's a lot of walkout basements, a lot of views. So I have to say, overall, I'm going to put this community, as far as newer communities, in the top 5 with everything that it offers. And I think it's definitely one of those communities you're going to want to check out. And I hope this is helpful. And of course, if it is, I'm going to ask you to do what everybody asks you to do. But yes, like my channel and subscribe to it, because I do these videos all the time and I think you'll find them very helpful. And you can also give me the thumbs up if you really found this video to be great.